anything. I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best teacher system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah. The will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. The will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Something, that's all you need. I wake up ready for the day because I believe in everything that I'm doing like it was meant to be. I get fixated and captivated on learning things. Don't hesitate to ask questions, the answer that I need. It's out there somewhere, I swear I can find the recipe. By testing, learning, and turning into a better me. The will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Hello everybody, welcome to Waylander Gaming as we bring you another match in the round of 16 in the Hunters Tournament. This time round we have Dominator up against a Bussel. Lobby bans have been done, you can see them on screen. It is YSS, Alistair, Rizzler and Lancelot being removed from the equation. As we head into the matchup, it is a best of 3 as we know it. But let's get to see what's gonna happen. They're asking me if I'm ready. I'm always ready. And so it's time to jump into the actual banning stage of this game. Two teams, I would say, that did well to get to this particular stage in the competition. Let's see what they bring to the table. We do know Dominators have, they lived up to their name, shall we say, in the group stages, leading till this particular moment in time. But a Bussel want to end that hot streak of theirs. And, well, Dominator's going for the first ban, getting rid of Camilla. Camilla is maybe the meta roam of Madagascar. Every team has a Camilla player in the mix. But let's get to see how they perform without Camilla being available. Angela as well being removed from the equation. Florin the follow-up. So the healers being taken care of. So it's going to make it a bit difficult to try to go for those tanky picks without that a little bit of extra support. But Frost with the final ban for the side of a Bussel. If you're continuing with the theme of the supports, let's see what they go for. Yeah, there's one more healer to the mix. Because, I mean, Minnow, he is a hybrid. He's tanky. He's got a nice set. He's got a decent ultimate. But we really play him for his heals, for his second skill. And, well, with that, it left Robs to pick up Grok on the roam position. Well, we see the Kimmy incoming. Grok and Kimmy They go hand in hand. That wall just allows Kimmy to do too much damage. So we might get to see that. Sarah deciding to pick up the Tig, saying, you know what, you're not going to be going for any diggy plays here, I don't think so. Unless, of course, Dominators decide to go Akai jungle. It's been a while since we've seen an Akai in the jungle, but can be used to counter the implosion plays coming out from the Tigreal. Ragnar, they're choosing the X-Borg. But if a flex pick can be played in the XP lane, performs, I know, a lot better in the jungle, but let's see how this goes. Naz deciding to go for the Bernadetta. Again, can be played XP, can be played jungle, so a slightly bit of a flex pick, but I think Benny does work better on the XP lane. Very high mobility, has that potential to dive the backline, which would mean Dominator's probably going to go for a little bit of control here with the jungle pick, unless they're going to rely solely on Robs to do the tanking for them, but let's get to see. Shinryo going for the Kimmy pick, which is the one I thought Dominators would have tried to go for, especially with the Grok in the mix, because we all know how strong that combo is. But you can also pair Kimmy up with the Tigreal. You can go Traction Pulse into the Implosion play, so that could work out quite nicely. Zushin, yeah, is a good choice to ban out if you're gonna going for these frontliners like X-Borg and Tig. Zushin just causes so much chaos. Will we see the Lolita come through, right? Because Lolita up against is maybe one of the hard counters. You can't throw the... Oh, no. It'd be too much of a change-up. Because you could put the Grok in the XP lane, Benny in the jungle, and potentially throw a Lolita on the roam. But doesn't look like... I don't think that's going to be too much of changes. Like at Frost going for that Fulvia, so we should see the Ragnar change his spell. Right, he's hopefully changed his spell. Last time around there was like a... that was yesterday. There was a bit of a lag out and you know, no spells were there, and then it caused, not yesterday, the day before, it caused so much chaos the team had to forfeit because of not having retribution. So his Summer locking onto the Lucas. So it looks like Robs is going to be the sole frontliner for the team. It's all about getting their side laners set and ready. Killer Queen with the final pick. Should be a gold lane pick. What do you use to deal with an Erythel? She decides she wants to go for the Beatrix. There's quite a few you can use to deal with an Erythel. Like you can work with the Granger. Granger does decent time up against Erythel. Harroth as well. But deciding to go with the Beatrix play. Wave clear for wave clear. But let's see how this is all gonna turn out. As we see the swap out, and yeah, it's going to be X-Borg in the jungle, as we expected. So the votes are edging slightly in the favor of Dominators right now. But are they going to be able to dominate? They did dominate in the group stages, as I said. Right? They had a strong showing. I think undefeated in the group stages, but Abyssal, I'm sure, has watched all those games and have come up with a game plan to potentially bring this all to an end. But let's see how this is gonna go. So into the first game we go, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. This is gonna be a cracker. As we're heading off to, well, the roamers have already scouted each other out. They're going for that control here in the mid lane. It's always a battle of control. Kimmy should have the faster wave clear, as expected. As expected. But a bit of a... are they going for it? Oh no, they're going for the Litho. I thought they were going to go for those the counter jungle play, just to invade and maybe take one of the small camps. But opting against it, X-Borg going for a little bit of a slower rotation. Oh, but look at that. It's going to be Lucas getting picked up. The Grok comes in with a wall. And so First Blood has gone the way of a Abyssal. Hope there wasn't a little bit of a lag out, because even my screen sort of glitched a little bit there. But seems to be running smooth and fine right now. Tigreal just moving across with nice positioning here in the bush. Wants to go for that second skill play once more, forcing Irithel back, but she does see him coming. But now Tigreal could be caught in a bit of a sandwich. Xborg is close by, does have the last insanity available. Grok with a wall sealing him in there. They want Rama on that Sicilian to use the range that he has to burst down the frog armor, because that's going to make life a lot easier when you're up against an Xborg. Kimmy just dancing around, but both teams setting up to take this Lord. Bernadetta is not quite that level 4 yet. Phoveus should be picking up his level 4 right now. So he's going to go Super Mario on everybody as we head to this first turtle of the game. Phoveus guy getting scouted out there. There's the knockback from Grok. The wall is into the mix. Traction Pulse pulls back the Grok as the last insanity is there for the follow-up. Phoveus dishing out the damage. However, Irithel makes a quick rotation. Everybody is quite low. There's Lucas. He pops the Unleash. The beast, he waited so patiently. Oh, but Beatrix, she comes into the mix. She's so low. She tries to get Randa's Wrath off, but she's gonna get taken down by the Bernadetta. That's a 3-for-1 exchange overall. Frost trying to get close, wants to go in for the contest, does build up the frog armor, gets the last insanity off, wants to chase down the Lucas, who turns around and somehow manages to escape, and he gets the kill. His team was there to save him. Oh, but looks like the turtle might be the one to end Lucas. Sicilian with the Bat's Feast just zoning away. Lucas wants to just reposition, waiting for his opportunity to retry. Phoveus dishing out the damage. Lucas goes in, gets the retry. The knockup is there, and Phoveus is going to get taken down by Robs. And so with this, that's the absolute craziness that happened there on around the first turtle. That just went back and front in every direction that you could possibly think of. And with that, the gold lead slightly in the favor, just about a 1.1k gold lead, 1.2k gold lead in the favor of Dominators at this stage in the game. Oh, Bernadetta, nice combo there. On to Killer Queen, gets the Eclecto Blades off. Manages to get the pick off, but now he's going to get caught out a little bit. Doesn't have the second skill to escape. It's killing spree for the Kimmy. So keeping the team in the mix here, just by getting those pickoffs every once in a while. And well, as the longer the game goes on, we know Kimmy is one of those dangerous heroes. I mean, overall, you would say Abyssal's composition is a little bit more on the late game side, having the double strat. Throwing out the pokes there, but you don't want to poke an Xborg too much. Because when he gets that overheat on you, it's going to be a lot of damage. Oh, the flicker implosion! What a set from the Tigreal! But the Eclectic Blades are in the mix there. Last Insanity as a follow-up. Chasing the Sicilian out of the turret. He gets taken out. But Grok with the knockup gets the follow-up. There's going to be the Lucas. He's turning around. Unleash the beeps. He gets the shutdown. He's going in the mix. He's on a mega, picks up the double. Lucas is doing a stellar job for his team there. Just waiting and delaying the counter. But that flicker implosion, not gonna lie, that was a really good play. Beatrix just being zoned away by this Bernadetta. They went for the bit of a lane swap, just to make life a little bit harder for this Beatrix to actually get any amount of farm. Meanwhile, second turtle is up. It's halfway down. Praise's Rat does come in. Grok with the shield. There's the last insanity. As it's going to be a Abyssal with the steel. But oh, look at the damage coming out. There's a tectonic charge and the heavy crossbow doing its job. Phoveus trying to counter-engage here, but he's going to get controlled up once more. This Lucas is on fire. Unstoppable there as he picks up yet another kill. Mid lane turret under a lot of pressure. Grok creating the space for Sicilian, of all the heroes, to basic attack. Oh, goes in. There's the Sanguine Claws catching with the Bat's Feast to finish off Sicilian. Pops the sprint, manages to get away from Frost. He's got no frog armor. The chase is on. Lucas is there. He wants to dive under the turret, but the heavy crossbow gets the finish off here. Oh, nice block from Robs as he just stops the Phobius from getting through. Jungle invades are on. And with that, turret advantage in the favor of Dominators. They're putting their foot down in this particular match. There's the engagement with the tectonic charge to follow up. It's going to be Machine Clumper. A pass from the Beatrix. She's trying to get something done. Taking a lot of damage. Lucas manages to escape with just a sliver of HP. Oh, but look at that from the Irithel. The heavy crossbow just melting the frog armor before Export could even get the last insanity off. Oh, Tigreal went in with the flicker conceal play, but the repositioning just in time from the Sicilian, making sure he wasn't going to get caught out with that implosion. There's Bernadetta, gets a bit of poke, Sanguine Claws for the pullback, the wall with the trap, and we see the Eclectic Blades coming out. Phobius pops the Vengeance, trying to stay alive, but he's going to get forced back. He throws out the Traction Pulse, but does not have the damage just yet to do what they need to do. However, while all of this was going on, there was the turtle going the way of Dominators once more. But nice push coming in from the Beatrix there. Just trying to get some turrets on the board. Even out the gold lead, which is now just over 6.5k in the favor. Oh, look at the camp out, but the second skill not in time to avoid all the damage coming through. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange here in the jungle. Irithel wants to go in, but is waiting for the teammates to get into position. There's the poke. Oh, Sanguine Claws once more on point. The tectonic charge set them up, knock them down. This is going to be a lot of pressure coming through. And it's an unstoppable for Irithel. As right now, we should see a couple of tier 2 turrets fall. Well, we know definitely one here on the top lane. The bot lane, the wave's a little bit funny. No Holy Shield here available in the mid lane as well. They'll probably try to get that from the top lane removed from the equation. Just to make sure that when they do take the Lord, which will be before 12 minutes, no Holy Shields means potential for an early game win.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Once more, tier 2 turrets are falling. But Holy Shields, look, you're taken down in the bot lane. Still there on the top lane. They may want to try to get that wave pushed in. Or at least clear this wave and get one more wave pushed in. And then clear that. It'll be the perfect timing. You'd have no Holy Shields available for the Lord if they can get that done. Might be difficult to get the final Holy Shield. Rama just setting up a nice slow push as the team is getting ready to get into place. There's going to be the implosion play, but only catches up to one. The Traction Pulse is in there. They're trying to find their way into the backline. Unleash the Beast comes out a little bit early, but there's Bernadetta trying to find that angle to hit the Eclecto Blades. Oh, there she goes into the backline. There's the Petrify combo. Manages to get one, but it's a 2-for-1 exchange overall. And I think all the space that Dominators need to buy. So Lucas can get that uncontested objective. Wave being pushed in. I think Bernadetta will meet it just before that the Holy Shield. So at least the Holy Shield in the top lane is still available to make for a little bit better defense. Now the question is all about wave syncing. If you can get your waves synced, it's going to make life a lot easier. The waves aren't exactly synced up. Lord being allowed to freely push the scout out there on the Tigreal. Lord does charge into the base. The second wave is coming through. Lucas is deciding to go in onto that turret. as the Lord has been cleared out, but he has to disengage. Oh, but he's going in 1v5. Dashes back to safety. There's a tectonic charge knocking up onto 2. Irothel was taken down in the backline. Meanwhile, there's going to be a double kill going the way of Sicilian. Bernadetta tried to get a bit of a push going, but I don't know if they can achieve any of the tier 3 turrets without the Irothel. They have the potential to lock on here. Beatrix is trying her best to clear the waves. They managed to get the mid lane tier 3 turret with the help of the minions. Can they achieve anything else? There's Grok once more in the front line. Gets that tectonic charge. Oh no, just got a flicker combo going. As once more the Bat's Feast is out. Just trying to zone and distract to create space as the Irothel is back into the mix to try and take down one more tier 3 turret. But I don't think anything is going to really be achieved from this moment in time. Might be the best option to back out, regroup, reposition, and then pile on the pressure in about just over a minute. Because we all know, the Lord timing is everything. It sort of dictates how the game goes. If you're the side of Abyssal, however, things are looking a little bit difficult. You need to be patient. You do have the double MM strat. You have to try and slow this down. You're gonna know that you will lose maybe both of your tier 3 turrets, maybe one. It'd be nice if you could keep one, but don't panic. The main thing to do is not lose the base. So if you can get that done, if you can keep the safety for at least a couple of minutes and get one, if not both of your MMs online, it could be a bit of a game-changing moment for you. Because it just takes one team wipe, one implosion play, and that could change the course of the game. So we're heading into the second Lord of the match. Dominator's already in position. Abyssal, like I said, they just got to make sure the lanes are unevenly pushed. Just got to keep everything, get a solid defense play going. They did commit the conceal play. They may have been thinking about trying to go for a contest, but that Lord was taken down way too quickly. So the question really is now, how are they going to be able to deal with the wave management themselves? Lord will be battling down mid. And when Lord is coming down mid, it'll give actually one of the frontliners, Phoveus, Tigreal, or Xborg, the opportunity to just, maybe pull it towards the left or pull it towards the right turret, just to delay it from crashing in towards the base. This time Dominator's doing a good job getting the lanes synced up. As you can see, we should see all three waves crashing through at the same time. Bernadetta taking the top one. The Lord marching into the base. Not really pulled. Not just yet anyway. Sicilian in the backline. Oh, but there's the implosion play. Manages to catch on to 2. The pullback is in there. The Klecto blades come out. Lucas turns around with the damage. He's going to get shut down. But there's just way too much damage. The Lord is on. Irithel's locking onto the base. She wants to end this. And that's going to be first blood going the way of Dominators. Oh, well played to both teams, but Dominators living up to the name once again. Putting in a dominant performance here in the first game in this best of 3. As Rob's on that Grok, picking up the MVP. Just slightly ahead of the Rama on that Sicilian. 11.1, 11.0. But I would say Grok with the setup and the play, well-deserved MVP. However, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for us to head into the second match in this best of 3. Will we see Dominators dominating, come out on top and take this in a clean sweep fashion? Or will we see this go to a third game like we did yesterday? Let's head into the next lobby to find out what's happening. So as the teams get into position, there's going to be a bit of a swap out. You know, so Dominators, they did have first pick, first bans, and so we should see that swap of positions as we get ready for the lobby bans to come through once more. Alright, so everybody is in position, ready and set, and it's time. It's time for us to head into this second game, potentially final game. It is match point to the side of Dominators. Can Abyssals drag us back into a third game? We all know how much everybody loves those nail biters. Where it goes into the third game and everything comes out clutch, and it's like, oh, what is gonna happen next? The third game becomes super exciting. Will we see a repeat of last night tonight, or are we gonna get an early one thanks to Dominators? Let's head into this and find out. So it's the same bans as before, which was in the first game, right? So just to remind everybody of what those bans were. It was YSS, Alice, Terizla, and Lancelot. That was the bans from the first game. So that's the same bans in this one as we head off into the actual banning phase now. First ban coming through from Killer Queen. Well, potentially coming through from Killer Queen. Waiting very late, and oh, that's a missed ban. Is that a potential lag out? Let's... Well, we'll wait to see when it comes to the picks if that was the case. But ooh, missing out a ban could be a problem. Once more, we continue with the theme of banning out Camilla. As we all know, Camilla is a Madagascar special. Most, I don't even say most. I think every Madagascar team has a Camilla in the side. A Camilla main or a Camilla player. And this time around, banning out the Bernadetta. So a little bit of a respect ban, and then the Minotaur as the follow-up with the theme of let's get rid of the roamers from the side of Dominators. Frost this time with the first pick. I mean, what? Joy is still available, but do you go for a Joy first pick? I don't know. I wouldn't really want to go for a Joy first pick. I mean, Joy is very strong, but first pick worthy. I think they would. Abyssal were thinking the same thing, deciding to go for the Xavier. Xavier, as I say, is not my favorite marksman, but when it heads towards late game, very, very devastating.
Which I was made for.
Rama opting for the Eve. And then there's an Angela pick coming through as well. So I'm thinking we're going to see a Fredrin come through here. Because Fred can pair very nicely with the Eve and Angela. But let's see what they were thinking. But I'll be thinking definitely a Fredrin in the jungles coming through very soon. We might see the bans getting picked up like your carries. They won't ban out the Lunox now because you can see clearly Mage and Marksman being picked up. And it's not like you can be playing Lunox anywhere else other than gold or mid. Ooh, the Uranus comes into the mix now, so that's going to be a one more hero that the Angela can combine with. With this, I think we will see the carry. Oh no, I don't think they need to ban the carry. It's not like anybody's going to be playing carry in the jungle. So the question is, what do you ban out now? They don't really have any of the tank killers. Yeah, ban out the Florin. Get rid of any potential sustain to deal with the sustain composition that Dominators are building. And another respect ban coming through with the Erythel being removed from the equation. So Naz with the first of the latter 4 picks for the side of Dominators. Do you go for the jungle play now? Or maybe pick up the MM? You don't know who the MM is.
Let's hear from the crowd.
Oh, they go for the classic CC. You know, you should actually leave Uranus on the XP lane and put CC in the gold. And then maybe pick up a Roger in the jungle. Because Roger will give you that bit of a backline dive. Because he's got the high mobility. CC will have a fantastic time up against a Leslie in the gold lane and get super fed. Terizla up against Uranus. I don't know what really is going to be killing a Uranus in the XP lane. Like, to be honest, there's nothing much that can deal with the Uranus. So he's going to still have a fun time, especially with an Angela around. So hot guard available anytime you feel like it. But it looks like they're going for this bit of a different composition, shall I say. Locking onto the Uranus in the jungle. Can't say that I have seen that, in a while. Or well, ever. I think this may be the first time we've had a Uranus in jungle. Thrust going for the Bane. Deadly Catch. One of the best skills in the game for achieving or securing neutral objectives. So interesting lineup. With the Glue especially being picked up as well on the roam position. Glue going for the Flame Shot as well. Interestingly enough. So let's see how this pans out in this game. It is match point to the side of Dominators.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash
But
them.
can Abyssal take us into a third game? That is the question. Both teams are starting off on the same side of the jungle, which means we should see a very similar rotation. Angela just trying to make sure that Eve gets the better wave clear. Oh, but look at this. We do have a bit of a lag out here. Should I be pausing this? Yeah, let me pause this and see what's happening, right? We'll find out on the group chats what's going on. I'm sure there's some messages going in to say why Xavier's not there. I was looking at the mid lane. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is everybody or everything empty? Okay. I'm sure they've had some discussion about what's going on. And yeah. Just in time. The unpause. Xavier back into the mix. Unfortunately missed the first wave, but it happens. Sometimes you're just not going to be able to get the game. For whatever, it happens to me sometimes too, right? I'll be trying to enter and there's like a whole bunch of problems loading in. And it's always whenever there's an update that happens, somehow it always seems to cause problems. But look at the Angela here, just slowing down the Glue, locking into position. But once the Glue hits level 4, and can start being much more effective, I know who Glue's target is going to be. Target the Angela. That would be what I would be doing if I was playing the Glue. Oh, there's the Deadly Catch coming out. Rama with a flicker play. But there's Killer Queen with the first blood. However, the counter rotation is going into the mix. Uranus, he's sustaining through all of this. He manages to get a kill.
Hero has been slain.
Forces them back, and so that's a jungle for gold lane. I was just reading your message there, Tempest, and I think you're right. It's going to be very interesting to see how Uranus does in the jungle. And this is the thing that I'm not too comfortable with, right? Is the fact that there's no real lockdown And that's what Uranus needs. Oh, there's the deadly catch. The chase is on, and they just melt him down. That's the thing. Uranus needs uh, levels, and at the same time, it needs a bit of lockdown to be able to be like a main source of damage. And I think they're building this damage Uranus. Is damage Uranus, right?
Red team hero has been slain.
If you're not gonna have the lockdown, you're just gonna struggle. So the way things are going here at the start, this could be heading into the third game. Curtain call does come out from the CC, but she's just getting forced back underneath the turret by the Phoveus. He knows he has a very decent time laning up against the CC. Because he can immune a lot of the damage that she deals once he gets his ultimate. Well, it would be expected. There's the pressure coming out once more. Angela is going to get caught on the real world manipulation. However, the heals come through. Angela, she manages to escape. Is she going to go in for the hot gun? She is going to go in. The Uranus wants to force this. He's continuing, engaging onto the glue. Glue trying to get away. He does have the split, but he gets the grab onto Uranus. His team needed to stop attacking him, right? But he goes in. But Uranus, no fear, continuing this engage. I will say this about this draft, right? It wouldn't be effective in the first 5 minutes per se. It's all going to be around that 7-8 minute mark. Because you can see what Angela is rushing. It's the flask. The moment they get Flask of Oasis, then Uranus is going to be able to tank and do the job that you expect Uranus to do. Dawning Light comes out. Scouting out once more. Second turtle of the game is up. Angela wants to go in with a hard guard. Does use the hard guard, saves a CC underneath the turret. Now the counter rotation is counter gank is on here. CC wants to pile on the pressure. Bane all the way across the map. However, Rubs on the Uranus not deciding to go in for this turtle with the Bane across. Now he's starting it up. The team wants to try to delay him. There's Angela, throws out the heals once more, but this should be uncontested as we expected. Going the way of Dominators. CC with the wave cut here now, playing with no fear, knowing the hard guard is up and running once more. And we're very, very close. There you go. This is what we were talking about. It's just around this timing that you get that Flask of Oasis. It's pretty early timing. Oh, there's the engagement onto CC once more. The Flask of Oasis comes in with the curtain call onto 2. They want to try to land the grab, but nothing is doing. Phoveus is trying to survive through this, but he's going to get taken down. There's Glue. He's trying to back off, but nice stun coming in from Xavier, just keeping Glue alive enough to get out. So this is the moment in time where trying to go for a pick-off is going to prove to be deadly. Kylie, to answer your question, it depends on whether you don't avoid the knock-up from that from the Phoveus. You can avoid it. You know, CC does have the mobility to do it. But if you don't avoid it, then you're not going to have a very nice time laning against a Phoveus. Bane being surrounded here, but the split is on, so it's still decent number of kills, but on both sides. But still, it hasn't translated into any map control just yet. Neither team have taken down a turret. So the question is, who is going to finally be able to get that map control? The gold, like the kills, is fairly even. There's like almost nothing in between. So it's oh, there's the engagement here onto Killer Queen. She's going to get forced back. However, Flicker comes out from the Eve. Uranus in the front line once more. He's trying to find somebody to engage on. There's the hard gun. The chase is on. They're throwing out the damage. It's going to be the deadly catch into the mix, but Angela secures the kill onto the Savior. The snow coming in from the Eve, setting up real world manipulation into the mix here as they're taking down one. Make that two. The chase is on. They're just going to try and heal back echoes here on this Angela. And that should be one more for the road. And with that, I suspect the minion is saying, let me take a turret for you guys. Clint comes in with that final hit. And so we get to see the first turret of the game falling. Third and final turtle did go the way of Dominators. So based on the timing, they could have waited for the first Lord. But they decided to go against it once to get a bit of gold. Personally, I would have waited for the Lord and said to myself, okay, I can pick up even more gold if I take down a couple of turrets. There's quite a few tier 1 turrets still available. Some tier 2s could have been picked up in a mix as well. But CC with a nice wave clear and then seizing the opportunity to take a turret here. And so there's one more turret in the favor of Dominators who have changed things up. They were getting dominated there in the early part of the game, but found their footing, waited patiently, allowed Angela to pick up that game-changing Flask of Oasis, and now are in a decent position heading towards the late game, which will be, soon. Oh, look at the damage from Clint. Taking Frost almost 0. They do want to try and secure this mid lane turret, tier 1 turret to Dominators. But you've got to be careful right now. We're heading towards that part where the Lord is going to be up and any amount of overextension could be paid for. Oh, there's the knockback. Uranus. As it's going to be unstoppable on the clip, the real world manipulation comes in. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Make that 1-for-2. Xavier is quite low, but Phobius, he wants to chase everybody down. He's trying to focus the Angela. The dawning light comes through, and there's the shutdown. Phobius, he's going wild. He gets another one. Oh, he sets it up for Leslie. Leslie wants to chase the Eve. She's going in there. Oh, Eve with a shield, just staying alive at just the right time there. But CC with the cover up. And wants to go in for the Leslie, but Leslie trying to reposition here, gets back to a bit of safety. It's like, alright, now it's my turn. Let me throw out the poke here. So a lot of action just before that first objective. The Leslie starting to hurt right now. But CC playing fearlessly, knows that the hard guard is available. Hard guard does come out, but they're going to have to disengage. Meanwhile, Naz on this Eve, sensing an opportunity to, as a mage, basic attack a mid lane turret. He's going to try to escape, throws the slow on, wants to get a little bit of extra speed, but he's going to pay for taking the turret with their lives as the deadly catch comes out to finish the job. So this is going to be numbers advantage to the side of Abyssal as this Lord is up. They just won't have the deadly catch. Maybe they're going to say to themselves, look, we need the deadly catch to secure the objective. So let's be patient. Let's wait. Curtain call onto the glue. Look at the amount of damage coming out from CC. Forcing everybody back. Meanwhile, Phobius keeping Uranus away from that Lord. Leslie pushing on the top lane. Managed to secure a turret. Forcing Leslie to go to, CC to go into the defense. And all this while, Abyssal, they're just shifting everybody around the map. Try to wait patiently to get the best possible advantage to secure this Lord, which is going to be a big one. This Lord is going to potentially be a game changer. Because by the time this Lord is going to be taken and spawned up, there ain't going to be no holy shields. So the Lord dance is on, being set and reset, pressure being placed all over the map just to try to get the control going. Leslie and Cece, they're up against one another. Cece goes in underneath the turret, has the mobility to try to escape, is dancing away. The deadly catch comes out, but somehow Cece, she's sustaining with the minions. Everybody's chasing. Oh, but there's the team coming through real world manipulation. But the setup, the counter engages on without the heals. They couldn't get the backline up and running, and so now that's going to be a 2-for-2 exchange. And once more, the Lord's still going to stay up. Phobius going in onto the Uranus. There's the Hard Guard coming out here. They want to try to drag back this Uranus, but he's too tanky with this Angela on him. The turnaround is there. CC into the back line, manages to get a kill, wants to continue this, chasing everybody down. Phobius trying to dash away, but taking way too much damage from the CC who's chasing him. He tries to get his ultimate on, but she walks into the deadly catch. It's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Now the chase is on. Angela gets the hard guard in just the right time. Turns around, lands the stun onto the glue, but they want to chase down this Bane. There's the real world manipulation. Clint with the double. Got the Sky Piercer, and with this it should be an uncontested first Lord of the game. Going the way of Dominators. And as we can see, we're well past the 12-minute mark, so there will be no Holy Shields available as this Lord will make his way down. Which lane, though, is the question. Could be top lane. Could be top lane as things stand at this moment in time. Nice dawning light from the Xavier. Could potentially have the opportunity to steal it. It's been a while since I've seen the Xavier Sniper Lord with that dawning light. Well, I remember when the Xavier first came out. I think on the first day I must have picked up about 2 or 3 Lord steals with the dawning light. Because when Xavier came out, the dawning light really used to hurt. It has been nerfed and buffed and nerfed and buffed, but it's not the same as when, you know, he first landed. That dawning light was crazy. He was just securing our kills from everywhere on the map. Lord charging up. That's a tier 2 turret down. The same should happen here on the mid lane as well, though Leslie wants to try to deal with the Clint here. The chase is on. Excuse me, Clint being healed back up once more. CC to the front line, has the hard guard. The real world manipulation comes in, but the counter engages on. However, the dance around from CC, she manages to get the setup, and Clint gets the double kill. Lord charging in here, but Leslie, she's really starting to hurt. Uranus forcing back here. They want to try to find the angle to get the attack onto the turret, and they manage to do so. They do secure that. Oh, but there's going to be CC wants to chase down the Leslie. They know Leslie's the real problem. The curtain call comes, but it's going to be a death. I think that's a little bit too aggressive there from CC. I mean, I know you want to kill the Leslie. I know Leslie is hurting right now, but that was very, very, very aggressive. But as things stand, the game is in the favor of Dominators, as we can see. They have the map control. They've got the gold lead. They've built it up. It's not massive gold lead. It's about 3k, so it's just over an item. And at the 16-minute mark, 3k gold lead is okay. I mean, I wouldn't be panicking too much about it if I was the side of Abyssal. Just the top lane I'd be a little bit stressed about. And, well, as things stand, they have the opportunity to contest. It's not like they don't. They can contest for this. It's all going to come down to wave management. Can they do what they were doing just before the first Lord of the game, where they moved the players of Dominators around by getting lanes pushed in. But it was only when once CC played aggressively and went in, that's when things like sort of fell apart there, and the Lord went the way of Dominators. But Abyssal, they were doing a decent job up until that moment in time. The zoning is happening. The Lord has spawned up. But they're waiting patiently now for someone to make the wrong move. Eve with the slow has the wishing lantern, wants to get the continuous poke. Oh, there's going to be the engagement coming out here as we're going to see the Phobia. She's trying to get something done. Dawning light comes through, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange. Leslie is trying to disengage. There's the deadly catch. Oh, but Uranus, he secures it just in time. They're trying to chase down Frost. But the Xavier with the play, however, the curtain call did catch on to 2. Bane trying to turn it on, but Angela secures the kill. Flicker comes out from the Xavier, and it's just going to be 2 left alive to defend as the Lord's making his way down the mid lane. This is the point in time where you push with the Lord. Okay, maybe push with the Lord. I'm just looking at the timers on the deaths. They should be respawning in time, so might be best to sync up your lanes. Maybe just go for the disciplined performance. I think it's just going to be a 4v4 situation then. CC is in there, wants to get the Lord close. There's the final tier 3 turret being taken down. Uranus doing what he does best. He's going into the mix, dancing in and out, taking a lot of damage, but the Clint gets taken down. However, CC, she's locking onto the base. The Lord is still there. CC has the hard guard on. They're trying to focus this. Uranus, he's trying to do something, but it's just going to be 2 taken down. The defense coming out here as Leslie, she's really starting to hurt. Oh my goodness. CC turns around, gets the double kill, but she's going to have to disengage. They've lost too many players. I don't think they're going to be able to secure this unless they go for a backdoor special. It's possible. Glue just scouting out the bush there. They could get caught out. This could be a problem. CC in a lot of danger. The grab is on, but she's using the mobility to disengage and escape. Wants to heal back up. Angela was waiting around. Angela needs to get back. Positioning wasn't so grand. Throws out the hard card. There's the deadly catch. The dance away from the CC, but still somehow they managed to not lose any of their turrets except the mid lane one. They needed the Clint for that base to go in for that ending angle on the base. Nice play from the Leslie, managing to take out the Clint. That came in clutch. Now we should see CC will be taking a ton of damage. There's the ultimate snipe coming out from the Leslie, but has to cancel it. It's 40 seconds to go for the next Lord, and this is going to be a tanky Lord. This one's really going to hurt. Oh, the catch onto Frost. He does manage to heal back up and reposition. Angela just keeping the team alive. 30 seconds to go. Beyond 18-minute Lord, shall we say, in the mix. It's a 20-minute Lord that we're looking at right now. 20 seconds and counting. Waves are being pushed in. CC into the backline. She takes out the jungle. Hard guard to keep the CC alive. There's gonna be the real world manipulation, and a double kill goes away of CC. They're like, we don't even need this Lord. We have the opportunity to try to end. They need to find that perfect angle. Clint needs to lock onto the base. There's the base lock coming in from the rest of the team, and that's going to be game, set, match. Going the way of Dominators as they take this in clean sweep fashion. Beating Abyssal and moving through to the next round. Leslie doing an excellent job for the team, picking up the MVP 9, 2, and 4. It was really packing a punch towards the late game. But echoes on the Angela. It's Rome being MVP for both games and for Dominators here up against Abyssal. But with that, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the stream for the evening. Don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe button. And we'll be back with you tomorrow night as we continue with the Hunter Tournament action. Once again, thank you for watching and congratulations to Dominators.